Mayback Taggart, I want to talk to you a little bit about Trump's America and our attitude to it rather than Trump voters, if you like, or the residents of America, because there are some interesting figures reported by ourselves in the Irish Independent over the weekend about a decline in the number of people who are going there, be it on their holidays or for work.
Mm-hmm. Last year, there was a 5.5% drop in tourism to the US. Our travel editor, Polo Canila, he spoke to Trump's presidential envoy for tourism, exceptionalism and values.
What a title.
Yes, quite a good one. Where he didn't attribute
This is a guy called Nick Adams, and he's actually an Australian, as you'll hear in a minute from a clip from Paul's interview, but he's on a kind of a tour of some European states trying to say, love America, come, it's safe, it's great.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Really trying to, I think, combat a lot of the imagery that probably the rest of the world has seen from America over the last few years, particularly in the second term. We've had a lot of reporting and a lot of conversations over here, particularly in relation to the social media checks that might be done when applying for a visa, potentially what people need to travel, the documentation they might need to travel. Nick Adams told Paul at the weekend that there's no issues, that people won't face any problems going over to the US. And I think as a result is trying to, I suppose, create this year of mega events.
All I can tell you is that 99.9% of people that come to America as tourists and travellers are going to have a fabulous time.
So in relation to that 5.5% drop in tourism, he did not attribute that at all to this, I suppose, Trump slump, that so-called Trump slump in tourism, and is instead saying it's still a knock-on effect of COVID. He mentioned Joe Biden, and visitor numbers obviously did take a major drop during the pandemic, but since then have gradually been increasing. But again, now last year, 5.5% decline. So this year now of mega events, he's saying a lot of people have been deferring maybe their travel to the year of the World Cup, to maybe see the UFC cage fight in the US. I think it remains to be seen whether or not that's true, particularly in relation to the World Cup and these images that are being created of the US now, and whether or not people do actually want to travel and keep that kind of summer holiday to the US, particularly in relation to the level of uncertainty we've seen. You can't anymore make that big travel plan in advance because you don't know where the world will be, and in part that's due to the actions of Donald Trump.
So one of the things that Nick Adams has been trying to reassure people is around visas and the possibilities and the ease or difficulty with which you can get into America. And I know myself, anecdotally, there is a level of fear is probably too strong a word, but people are like, God, it's an awful lot of hassle. And he's trying to say, no, don't worry. We're not going to be looking for your Facebook posts from 2012. That's a myth.
He said the most egregious misperception is that if you travel to the United States, you're likely to be detained, have your phone confiscated, have your social media poured all over, and then you'll be put on a plane back.
That is just totally not true. 99.9% of visitors that are going to come to the United States of America this year are going to have an entirely seamless experience. They will not encounter any problem. There is no social media policy in place.
He said that it's just not the case, and that people shouldn't worry, that any sort of criticism that they might have had of the president over social media, any criticism of the Israeli government in Gaza or Lebanon, any criticism of the current American administration, he has no reason to believe that would cause any issues. He said that they wouldn't be included as criteria for checks.
Now, he said 99.9% of visitors are not going to have are going to have a seamless experience and not to be worried about social media checks. That's still quite a large number. That 0.1% is still a tens of thousands of people who won't have a seamless experience.
Yes, exactly. And I think even anecdotally, stories like that do have an impact, particularly in relation to, this is the time of year where you'd have a lot of maybe J1 students travelling over, particularly a generation who would have grown up with social media, feels a level of protection and privacy over their social media, whether or not that's founded, but also a level of uncertainty over maybe what they would have posted in the past. I don't think they would like their social media poured over, and you can tell that's feeding into maybe their decisions about whether or not to travel, particularly the American administration's approach to Gaza, to the war in Iran. And I think as a result, that's having a knock-on effect knock-on effect on people's perception of the US, whether or not it's the case, and potentially with these 250th anniversary celebrations / birthday celebrations for Donald Trump. I think abroad there's a perception and a blurring of the lines really of whether this is a celebration of what it is to be American and what it means to be American and what it means to be Donald Trump.
Maybe in one way Nick Adams has a point, and I mean this is one individual case, but a friend of mine went in the last few days to get a visa for the United States and had to go to the embassy in Dublin and do the interview and all the rest. The interview had 3 questions, Maeve, and they were: had he been to Cuba or Iran? Any interactions with the police, and was he ever in the military? Simple as, that was it. Thank you, stamp, off you go. So maybe we are overhyping the whole thing around visas and the difficulty.
Perhaps, and I mean there's a questionnaire when you're going in to fill out this visa. A few years ago at the J1 visa, and similarly you're checking the box as to whether or not you've travelled to certain countries, whether you've ever committed war crimes was one of the questions. And once you do travel to the embassy, it is usually quite a straightforward process. I think there's a lot of, I suppose, nervousness around it because you're entering this big, huge building in Ballsbridge in person. So even in general, there's a sense of kind of you're landing on American soil. But usually the process is quite standard once you have the correct size photo that you're putting in with your application. Once you're following all those processes, once you've answered all the questions correctly, it's usually quite a straightforward process once you're in there. But I think based on a lot of what's been said and a lot of what's been reported in relation to maybe those social media checks, but also what's going on in the US on the ground at the moment, and maybe the administration's approach to the geopolitical situation across the world, I think that's definitely feeding into people's interpretation of whether or not they would like to travel to the US at the moment. Whether, Nick Adams has gone to great lengths to say that it's perfectly safe and that people shouldn't worry on that level. But he said that, nobody has done more for American tourism and hospitality than President Trump, and that the Trump name is synonymous with travel and tourism. I think that can be interpreted in 2 ways, whether people feel that he has obviously Trump Dún Beg, he has all of these hotels, but on the other side, if his name is so synonymous with travel and tourism, do you want the administration of the day so closely linked with your tourism industry?
I'm here to tell the people of Ireland, don't delay, don't worry. America is waiting for you. You should come to America at least once in your life. Yeah. But don't just come once. Keep coming.
And of course, Maeve, we're talking about Irish people going to America, but Niamh Horan and Conal Thomas in the Sunday Independent at the weekend were reporting that Mr. Trump might be coming this direction instead in September to Dublin and possibly Dún Beg as well.
Yes, this reporting in at the weekend is very interesting. Particularly, there had been questions originally about whether he would travel for the Irish Open, perhaps in Dún Beg, but also the American embassy is being moved, and a question of whether he will be arriving in Ireland for a turning of the sod of that construction of the new embassy. Obviously, any visit of an American president comes with a huge number of variables in relation to security, in relation to timing. In September, it's obviously quite closely linked to around the time of the September 11 attacks, and obviously Trump being a New Yorker would need to be in New York for that event. And here we also have the European presidency simultaneously.
Trump not a big fan of the old EU.
No, and I imagine that in relation to our security concerns, and already we've had concerns about and conversations about perhaps our own constraints about the assistance that we have. So I think there will definitely be further conversations in relation to how feasible it would be for an American president to visit.
And inevitable protests that maybe we wouldn't normally, like Joe Biden comes, there was maybe a handful of people protesting, but largely there was people out waving American flags. I think in the current era that would be quite different with Trump.
Particularly in relation to the level of instability we've seen, obviously in Gaza and in Palestine, but also the war in Iran, the impact that's had on the cost of living, and the level of instability that we've had even based on reports in relation to the peace deal that's been done in Iran today. A lot of the commentators saying, if you choose to believe the president in relation to this, and even those words alone, there's an implication there of major uncertainty and major instability, even when an American president has said that this deal is done, we're on the way.
September is some world away, it might seem at this stage. So let's see what happens between here and there. But for now, Maeve McTaggart, thank you very much.